The new musical drama Howard High coming to Tubi this Friday, February 4th. We have Marques Houston and Chrissy Stokes here to chat about the project. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having us.
So,
anytime.
Marques, first of all, I want to go ahead and ask you. You have known Chrissy's father, Christopher, for a very long time. He's been a big part of your career. I mean, how cool is it to see Chrissy star in this program? I'm sure you've known her, since she was a baby, and now she's got her first starring role.
I mean, this is amazing for me. Just as like you said, me and her father, Chris Stokes, we've been. He was my manager throughout my whole career. Then they were business partners. We opened our film company, Footage Films, together in 2016, and it's just been so much success and so much. Everything's been going great. And then to see Chrissy, actually, I was there when she was born, and now she's starting her first film, and it's amazing to see her grow. And be able to handle a role so big and kill it. She did so great. So, it's like a proud uncle.
Exactly. Chrissy, tell us a little bit about the character of Nikki and a little bit of this, what the story's all about.
So Nikki is just a high school student, and she's basically just trying to figure out herself and figure out what she really wants, kind of like every teenager on the planet. And it's basically about a bunch of students trying to save their performing arts program because they're really passionate about it.
Now, Marques, you got your career started very, very young. Talk a little bit about how the importance of the arts, of talent shows, of just that creative field is for so many schools, and why this film is so important.
I think it's very, very key, and it's very important because a lot of talent shows, art programs, those are how people get discovered, and if it wasn't for those programs and art shows, we wouldn't have the talent that we have today or the superstars that we have today. And I think music is such a universal language, and it's so key and it's so important because it's a feeling. A lot of times the world is negative, and you look for ways out and things like that, and there's so many people that are young that don't have their way yet. They're trying to figure out, like Chrissy said with her character, and it's like music can really help that. Music, me growing up in the industry, I've gotten so many calls where people will tell me like, you don't know how your song helped me. I was depressed, or I was this, and that really helped me out of a situation. And, music can really, really help. And I think it's important. And I think it's key for us to even go even harder with music programs in schools and out there and everything like that, because I definitely think it channels, because sometimes you can have frustration or anger pent up or anything like that. And music can really be an outlet, and it can be your way that you can like really channel all those emotions and all those feelings and put it up in a song or dance and performance. And, performance is art as well. So I think it's really important that we try to, direct more attention onto performing arts and musicals and even in Hollywood. I think it's missing. I think, they're doing a lot of remakes of musicals and stuff like that, but a lot of original music, a lot of original musicals like Howard High. I think that's really what's missing in Hollywood, but I think Howard High is about to blow it out the water. February 4th on Tubi for free.
Oh, exactly. And Chrissy, tell me a little bit about, being that inspiration, because let's talk a little bit about, your music career and acting career and how you really, take on this character of Nikki. And it's going to be such an inspiration for so many young people watching this, especially this Black History Month.
Aw, thank you. I grew up around music, so it's just something that I'm just comfortable with, I guess you could say. So, I just feel like super honored and privileged to be a part of this opportunity and to be able to inspire others.
Marques, as far as another band creation, that was a boy band from the early 90s. Was that how you first got your start by listening to them?
Absolutely. ABC was one of my favorite groups. That's really who made me want to sing or do be in the industry was ABC. And, because I grew up Jackson 5, I grew up in a musical household. My mom, dad played all the oldies, Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, Temptations, the Motown sound, all of that. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. I would try to slick my hair down and do Michael Jackson routines. But what actually made me feel like I could be in the industry is when Another Bad Creation came out, because they were so young and they were around my age. So I'm like, hey man, if they can do it, I can. And then right around that time is where I met my manager, Chris. And, I actually thought I was going to be in ABC. I was like, oh, I'm being ABC. Because, I didn't know nothing about the industry. So I'm just like, oh, I'm being ABC. I'm thinking like, but yeah. So yeah, it's funny you mentioned them because that was the actual group that made me want to do it.
And Aisha is still a jam. I mean, I still hear it all the time. It's been on a couple
You
of
already
TV shows
know.
recently. I mean, that song holds a special place right in my heart.
Absolutely.
As far as films, was Boys in the Hood filmed near where you grew up? And do you remember anything about them filming it there?
Yep. So yeah, Boys in the Hood was filmed right around the corner from where I grew up. And I remember, them filming like, the street, the block party where Ice Cube comes out. He's like, we got a problem, like all that stuff. Like every time you would see like all the cars, that was like literally I could walk out of my house and like walk like 10 minutes down the street and I will be on that block. So that's like the block I grew up. So that was like huge for me. I'm like, shooting Boys in the Hood right around the corner. So, so all of that is just, culturally that's how I grew up,
And culturally, we cannot wait for this film to come out. Thank you so much for your time today. Howard High coming out on Tubi this Friday. Marques, Chrissy, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Make sure y'all stream it. It's free. Tubi.
It's free. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.